Hello YouTube and welcome to lesson 18 of the Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial series. So today we're going to look at something called Lumetri color, which is a color correction feature newly added in Premiere Pro. So this is not available in older versions of Premiere, but this is pretty neat, cool that you can neat color that neat tool that has been added into Premiere Pro. So you can do something like a basic correction or so, like a color correction over here with a bit of slider controls over here, just like in Lightroom. So this has a lot of features. So you can see that you can actually change the temperature of the video just like this. So if you want a warm tone video, you can go over here. So if you want a cool tone video, you can actually just drag it. So this can be done directly in the video now, and you don't have to take it into third-party color correction software just yet. So you can increase the tint just like that. So you can also increase the exposure level of the overall video. You can increase the contrast, just the highlights, that's the bright areas, so that I can decrease the highlights, increase the shadows, so you can see that there's a balance in the video right now. And I can increase the whites, that is just the bright part of the video, so I can decrease just the highlights and increase just the shadows to create that SDR-like effect. So I can increase the blacks, and you can see. So I've also done this in the Lightroom crash course lesson. So the tools are quite similar to that. Saturation is just increasing the color, just like this. This is for the basic correction. So this is before and after, as you can see. So this is before the raw video and after the color correction. That's just the basic correction now. So if you were to go into creatives, you can actually choose something like a looks over there. I'm just gonna choose none. I don't really like the preset that's on here, so I'm just gonna select none. So I can change the intensity of the effect as well. So if I were to choose something like a gold heat, I can decrease the intensity or increase the intensity of that creative look. So let me just press none and keep the intensity over here. So you can increase the faded film for an old film like look. You can increase the sharpness level of the video just like this. So don't increase it too much because it actually starts looking blurry right there. Let me just increase the video size, you can see, so you can see it more clearly. So I can decrease the sharpness or increase the sharpness for an overall sharp kind of a look. I just want to keep it in center. Vibrance is something that is cool. So saturation over here in the basic correction, saturation simply means increasing the overall color. But what vibrance means is it only affects the weak colors and not the strong ones. So if you were to increase the vibrance, you can see that only the C areas, only these areas are getting affected. So it only affects the weak areas and then leaves the bright colors aside. So I can increase the vibrance. So usually what I like to do is I like to increase the vibrance and decrease the saturation for a pretty unique look. So that gives a film-like look to the effect. So this can be done quite easily now, and you don't have to take this into After Effects to do that. So now usually what I want to do is find the sweet spot for the vibrance, just like this, and then decrease the saturation a bit to balance out the colors. So you can see the before and after right here. So before, you can see that the buildings are quite plain. Now if I add it in, so you can see that the colors are more rich now. So now if I want to give a more of a film effect, so I can actually give tint to the shadows as well. So I can give it a greenish like effect for an action like movie, a pinkish like a rose effect for a romantic movie, and I can give the color tone to the video just like that, just by dragging the shadow tint to the color you want. So you only do this if you really want to do it. Okay, so I can also do the highlight tint. So if I want to make it more to the bluish side or the pinkish side, according to the type of look you want. So you can also balance out the tint to give it a balanced type of a look. So I can decrease this. So this is the before and after for the creative part. So let me increase the curve. So if you are into curves, so you want to change the color a bit, then you can also increase and decrease individual colors in the video. So I'm not going to really do that because I don't need it. You can change the hue circle as well. So you can change the hue of individual colors over here. For example, if I want to change the hue of the green of the blue right here, I can just increase the amount of blue. So I can control the level of individual colors actually. So if I want to change the yellow, I can increase the yellow right here. So I can add in some points to the yellow just like this by using the pen tool and increase the yellow. I don't really see any much change here. So if I were to go to the greens. I can increase the level of greens. Actually, blue is mostly covering the whole video, so I'm seeing changes in the blue most of the time. So that's how you control the curves right here. The color wheels are for midtones, highlights again the third level for color correction. So you only do this if you have to. Normally, like, you don't have to do it a second go, so you can change the shadow areas. This is just like in the curves or creative. It's just your preference on where you want to change the color. So if you were to go to vignetting, you can increase and change the vignetting. That's the edges of soft areas right here. So usually in movies you only see that the center part is actually white and other part is not. So if you want the audience to focus on this part, then what you usually want to do is change the midpoint over here. So change the roundness, all right, and then increase the feathers. So you can see that only this part is being focused right now. So you don't want to keep too much of vignetting right here, just a bit, just to black out the edges, and so that your audiences actually focus on the center. So you can do a basic level of color correction using Lumetri color. So this saves you a lot of time if you want to create a quick video for YouTube and don't have much time, or like have to do a quick project, then you can simply use this to actually complete your project. So let me just go to before. So this is before I applied all the correction, and this is after I applied all the color correction. So you can see that this actually gives a very unique feel to the final video. So hope you guys learned something as always.